Alright, y'all.
Come on, yo, that's my part.
I'm Tony, and I have a hat on.
You said that's my part.
Yeah, you just taking my part and
like
shit,
doing
nigga. Just cause you David Ruffin, I'm still oldest, motherfucker.
And these.
Nobody coming to see you.
I am.
Hey, but who's still alive? Yeah, all that sugar booger.
Yeah, well, I'm David Ruffin.
Booger sugar.
I'm
whatever.
David Ruffin, and these are the white
Same
tats.
thing. All right, y'all, we back.
Oh wow!
Shut the fuck up.
Renaissance cup of water.
Right.
I needed it. My stomach is bothering me because I've been drinking too much. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Oh, it's the Beyonce joint.
Yes.
Damn, come on, bro. You ain't had to put me out there.
This your cup?
No, that's her cup.
Oh.
It's Leah.
And you walk around with that?
No.
You a fan.
Keep that joint on tap. Like, yeah, nah, I got my home cup.
I ain't gonna hold you. She's a great performer, though. She's definitely a great performer.
Yeah, but that's actually Leah's cup. That's not his cup.
Did y'all try her whiskey?
No, that should probably $9 million. Anybody got time for
It's like
that?
90.
I'm good.
So off.
Like 90.
I don't have $90.
I still want to try Shannon's shit. Shannon
You
got.
want to try my cognac?
Yeah.
Y'all heard that? Y'all talked about that?
Yeah, we talked about that last.
we did
pod.
last
Yeah,
pod.
That nigga, man.
Now he on the whole.
He ain't gay no more.
He got Blue Chew commercials and
Yeah,
shit.
he's selling shit now. Even
Yeah,
Michelle
one sex tape.
That
t-shirt.
shit was probably a stunt, bro.
I think it was.
Yo, but remember, well, you wasn't here for the pod, but I was saying how a porn site offered him $100,000 to be a porn star for a set, a show. I don't know how it worked, but they offered him $100,000. He turned it down.
That's bull job.
Bull job. No. I ain't doing that bull job. No. I'm like, calm down.
Well, what did nigga say? Welcome to Total Wines.
Hello, y'all.
Welcome to Total Wines. Yo, them memes was hilarious.
All right, so off camera, I showed y'all the video. What's his name? Andrew what?
Andrew Schultz.
How you Schultz?
Schultz.
Definitely sounds like a
like Dutch
racist,
Schultz.
a racist name.
Yeah. So you saw the video. What's your thoughts on the
Caucasian.
video?
He's a racist. Schultz? He's a racist.
He's a racist.
He got to be.
He's a racist.
And,
He says nigga a lot.
He probably
in
does.
private.
Nah, but continue.
No, so all right. Honestly, hold on. Let me get my thoughts together.
I took a toll on you.
I'm genuinely just tired of the constant obsession with, coming at black women, especially from people who are outside of the spaces, meaning the people who don't understand our culture, a part of our culture, who don't really go through the day-to-days of being black, understanding black, and the whole nine. I don't like it. It seems like it's being done purposefully. I don't know, like just within the recent years, it just seems like there's just this attack.
It's only because we now old enough to understand and pay attention. They've been attacking our ass.
That's true.
Yo,
That's true. Go ahead.
So with the Schultz dude, right? Guess what he had up there? 2 black people,
That shit
and they
said
was
something.
condoning it. So you can't, and I'm talking about that one instance, right? You can't necessarily. I mean, of course, you can
So real
be
quick,
mad about it.
What did he say?
He didn't.
So pretty
Break
much,
that down real quick.
He
We're
was
going to-
so he was like, he basically was asking a bunch of questions when it pertains to black women and white women, and if his statements were
and feeding into the stereotypes
and
that
feeding
come
into
with,
stereotypes and so on and
with
so
black
forth.
women.
But guess you know what gave him the room or the comfortability to make it okay to do it? He had 2 niggas sitting up there that was condoning it.
Yeah, and then he had another clip that went viral for the one guy who was mixed with Irish and Haitian, and he was like, "Oh, you were double enslaved," meaning because they said Irish people had been enslaved. So I'm like, all right, yo,
You call him a Dublin slave?
he was like, you were double slave.
I think that's funny.
It's funny, but
It is funny, but did the dude get offended?
no.
So
My ancestors were.
if they think it a lot of times and say it out loud, and we say what we really supposed to say, guess what they wouldn't do? That.
That's true.
Because can't nobody say to me,
tough.
yeah, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not fucking tough.
Because if they were, it depends. Because sometimes I got to do with money, political shit. Wait, and how you handle things. Maybe they could have talked about it off camera. It probably would have been good for us.
In the apology, they did say they was trying to move the conversation, but to me,
But you stayed in that pocket for a minute.
Yeah, but the
I'm not condoning it, but people, when you in spaces like that, when we dealing with business and there's probably sponsors and shit like that involved.
But where's
sometimes you gotta do certain
No,
things.
you don't. No,
Some
you
people
don't.
Some people.
No, you don't, bro. Like, yo, if you let the bag determine your integrity and how you feel as a person, like, yeah, I'm just doing this just to get by, so on and so forth. I will say.
but
I really don't
way
mean.
of doing it.
But I really don't mean this though.
Yeah.
I will say I get it because you still got bills to pay. But it's just me.
Some people don't like.
I'm not allowing you to slight, play with anything that has to do with me and my race. It's never gonna be a hee ha ha.
So Pete, right?
It's never gonna be that with me, bro.
I'm gonna tell you how I would have
It's
handled
up every time.
If it was me, you don't have to. I guess if you're trying to keep the in the sense of keeping like the business going.
That's just one perspective.
No. I get you. But if you're in the mindset of like, okay, I still gotta get this paper, but I need to address this, I would probably say, all right, bro, not too much on black women. Like, let's just move on. You know what I'm saying? Like something to that slight to move the conversation.
That's why I'm glad I work for myself. I don't have to. Granted, my clients pay me,
right.
but it also gives me the free range to speak my mind. And the worst you could do is put a Yelp review up. And I don't really give a fuck about Yelp.
Okay.
So let me ask you something. So let's just say you just be out there saying whatever the fuck you want to say, right?
Right.
And your customers, your regulars, whoever coming through, they don't really like what you're saying. So they might not say nothing to you. They might not leave a bad review, but they don't come to you no more. And you start to realize that you're losing business and losing money because those people don't align with the things that you say, so they don't want you to cut their hair. They'll still even come.
Yeah,
With that, with that.
Before you even finish, I'm about to answer your question, right?
How can you?
Go ahead. Finish your question. Go ahead.
That's our problem.
Seems like you want to fight.
No,
go ahead.
no.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
That's how conversation's supposed to go. I talk and then you talk.
All right, go ahead.
But
I'm mad.
Nah, baby.
No, go ahead. Yo, I'm serious.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Nah, go ahead. No, real rap. Go ahead.
Right here.
Go ahead. Break it down.
You losing money because of those things.
Right.
You start to realize that your customers are no longer going to you, but they're going to Ron and Donald and Kendra.
Mm. Right.
Are you not going to switch up how you move? Maybe even be like, hey, if I did or said something to offend you, I apologize. You're not going to tone up. You're not going to cut back on some of that shit to either regain your customers or keep your new ones, or you're just going to keep doing whatever that you're going to do and lose your customers and lose your money.
Okay, so I'll answer that all of your questions that you asked, right? One, I'm not that ignorant. I'm not in the shop just in there like, yeah, F this and F that. And, I thought you said it was a conversation. You talking, then I talk.
All right, go ahead now. Okay, I'm sorry. You're absolutely correct.
Controversy.
So I have a tendency of curbing my conversation depending on who's in the room, aka reading the room, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm very outspoken, I know how to read the room and know what and what not to say. I'm a seasoned vet in what I do, right? So I'm not going to allow my views to ultimately take away from my paper. When I say that, I mean, I'm not going to let a client disrespect me and we're speaking strictly on race. I'm not going to allow a client to disrespect me or the black race as a whole in my presence. And I'm not going to discredit someone of another race in their presence. So I don't never have that conflict. Now, I may crack on my clients too much and ultimately they be like, shit. But this is me after a while of me cutting your head. Then I start playing a little bit more. Initially, I'm very professional. You know, hey, Fats, what type of haircut you get?
Hypothetical, because I know you don't act that way, because I know you.
Right.
My question is more hypothetical, like.
Pretty much, you're saying, do you choose the money or do you choose the realness?
Just with that, in a hypothetical situation, would that
okay, so to answer that question, it depends on how strongly I feel about that particular view. If that's what I'm standing on and I'm not breaking it, yeah, unfortunately, it's going to cost me some paper. If that's my hardcore values and that's what I stand on, it's going to cost me some paper. Because that's what I'm standing on. And I'm not going to change it for nobody.
I respect that.
And I'm not.
But
Like,
I also think it is a way to deal with it.
it's gonna be a group.
So,
Yeah. So if I lose those people, it's gonna be a whole nother group who's on the same wave as me. So I get it back.
I feel you. No, I feel you. I moved to Florida, and Florida's different. White people say nigga all the time, like we do.
For real?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
bro. Nigga. And they looking at me like, yeah. And I'm like,
No.
So in the beginning, these are the people I had just met through mutual friends and shit. But in the beginning, you know, I was uncomfortable, all right? But I didn't really say too much because I didn't know how they would react to my
Aggressiveness.
Well, not even so much aggressive.
Well, directness.
Like being black, you're automatically aggressive. But there was one time I was like, all right, bro, listen. And the thing that killed me was that y'all got black friends. So I guess it goes back to that as well. We make them feel comfortable. But
Yeah, you allow it.
he said that shit to me one time, and I was like, look, bro, you can say nigga all you want, just don't say that shit around me, because I can't stop you from saying it.
Right.
Oh, I grew up in the hood, I grew up around black people. That's fine. Like that's cool. But I don't want to hear
Because they automatically think that gives them a pass because there's somebody in that hood that they grew up with
You can say
that
nigga, bro, you cool enough. You can say nigga,
that made them
I've said
feel
that to
comfortable.
people before. But anyway,
I do too.
It turned into like don't say it around me. He started crying and shit. It was weird. But white people, they just love turning into a victim and shit. When you tell them about, and I was calm. I wasn't aggressive. Because I felt nervous having to tell you this. Because first of all, why do I even have to tell you this?
Right.
But again, I understand. You know. But anyway, so I'm telling him like I don't want to hear it. You can say it on your own, but just not around me. And just because I'm nice enough to say it to you like this, does not mean that every other black person that you might say that shit around will be nice enough. They might just knock your ass out.
Yeah.
And I hope your only one black friend that allows you to say this shit is gonna fight with you. Because
He better.
that shit gonna get real. And he looked at me and he was just like. But again, it was wild. It was
The
wild.
crying is crazy.
But he felt bad. About
The
it.
tears is wild.
He
I
was
was like,
drunk
what?
too, but like I said, white people love victimizing themselves, even when they wrong.
Yo, no bullshit, bro. No bullshit.
But nah,
Yo.
Andrew Schultz felt comfortable saying
He
what he
did.
said.
Honestly,
I think he thought it was probably a safe space.
But it's not
It's
because
not.
there's a whole nother. If those two black individuals right there, there's a million others. Like I know the fuck he just didn't.
Because
Right.
what did he say? That black women complain a lot.
Yeah, black women
and
complain.
They grow beards.
Men grow beards so to soften the blows when women slap them.
Yeah, that
So
was
ultimately, and then he asked the two dudes. He's like, have you ever dated white women? They was like, yeah. He's like, what about black women? And both the black dudes was like, yeah. They was like, which one do you prefer?
And they
he was like,
hesitated.
and they was like,
They paused.
we love all women. That's the culturally.
That's a political.
Yeah, I gotta stay safe. And so and guess what Schultz says? So basically, what you're saying is you love white women. And guess what they did? Laughed.
Yeah.
How does that make y'all feel?
But
Women, ladies, we have here in the back.
Yeah, how does that make y'all feel?
I mean, of course they're going to feel offended because, like I said, it's like there's always the consistency with attacking black women and their characteristics. Not understanding America, black women go through a different struggle than any other demographic. Not saying that the women in other countries don't have their struggles. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying as far as when it comes to black women, like I remember watching some shit back in the day where this lady was talking about how she had to transfer schools, right? She was cheerleading. She was a cheerleader coach. She was cheerleading at a white school and she was a certain way. But then when she went to this black school, now she's got to be harder on them. She's got to do this and do all this because she believes all these stereotypes that come with dealing with black women. We see it in the medical field, how black women are more likely to have C-sections and or die from complications of birth. Like there's always this stigma around black women, and it's so fucking annoying.
Their plight is just as severe as ours, but just in a different realm. You feel what I'm saying? But they plight ain't no lighter than ours.
So how come we don't love each other the way we should?
As far as what?
I feel like maybe those black men would have stuck up for the black woman had they maybe felt like they maybe didn't experience those things because maybe they agreed. That's probably why they hesitated. Black women do complain, even though they all complain. But I can only speak on black women complaining because I've only dated black women.
Right.
I've never dated any other race. So if I hear somebody say black women complain, hell, you fucking right.
Everybody fucking complain.
But but again, but we just talking about black women. We're not talking about black people. I'm giving my answer to an experience of my experience with black women. That's
So again, it goes back when you say that, right? For me, it goes back to the culture experience, right? Because for black women in this country, depending on how you were raised, you know, how you grew up, most of the time black women are definitely treated different. Like if you grow up, like you got sisters, I'm pretty sure in the household there are certain rules that didn't apply to you that apply to them.
For sure.
You could probably bring a nice young lady over. Them,
Nope, my mother wasn't with none of that.
For sure.
okay, all right,
But I get what you're saying,
yeah,
but
yeah.
my mother wasn't with none of that.
right.
I
But
did it anyway.
essentially, what I'm saying is, you probably could have gotten away with a lot more when it came
Absolutely.
to dealing with the opposite sex than
Absolutely.
they did.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Matter of fact,
The rules was different all the way around the board.
And
What
then
applied to
I
my
noticed
sisters didn't
too. I
apply to
noticed
me.
too. For some reason, when it comes to black women or daughters, they're prepared for life. Like somebody said,
They're prepared to be independent.
sons are loved and daughters are something. I forgot. I can't remember the saying, but
They're I want to say they're prepared. Like
They're groomed to be
they're
independent.
groomed
And
to be
yeah, because like yo, I
independent.
remember asking my best friend. I said, "Yo, when was the first time you learned how to pay bills?" She was like, "Shit, when I was 8." I said, "I ain't learned how to pay bills. When I was 18."
We were groomed to pay the bills. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, as a man, you need to be a man, pay bills, work hard, blah 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 blah. Where, and this is any slight to women, they were, you know, ultimately not all women, but at a certain time frame, you know, learn how to balance the checkbook. Pay the bills that the husband is providing the money for. You run the household, keep that in order, make sure all the bills is paid. We were supposed to go out and go earn that bread, right? To fast forward where women are now bossing up and niggas is bitch ass niggas now. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not saying all men, there are still men out there, but a lot of men are fucking pansies now where they are cool with they woman being a breadwinner. And there's nothing wrong with her being a breadwinner. But bro, where's your get up and go to want more for yourself? Why are you comfortable with this?
Why is she comfortable with letting him take that from her?
Yeah, it is a balance in it, but then there's that group of women that start off like we talked about
Get your
earlier.
shit together and then come holler at me.
Yeah,
Group.
we started out earlier. Like she saw the potential in you, and she was working with you, and she was the breadwinner, and your motherfucking ass didn't step up to the plate, and then now she get rid of you, and now you mad. How the fuck that work? You feel what I'm saying? Like how that work? Like bro, you didn't step up to the plate. Now you like now she a bitch.
Because that young man was probably raised by his single mother.
That's not an excuse. Yo, bro,
I'm not making it an excuse.
I'm asking that this is a question. What man is comfortable with not being able to provide for himself, whether he has a woman or not?
Somebody that's not a man.
Exactly.
So we can't
you
even talk
fall
about
into
it.
this little bag where you like, where niggas say, excuse my language, where niggas be like, yeah, my bitch be, and my bitch do. And nigga, you have nothing.
Yeah.
Everything is provided by her. You have zero.
And his mama
If she
probably
get
did the
tired
same
of it,
thing.
But-
bitch, you on the streets.
All right, listen. So there is a study that's done where, depending on who's the breadwinner in a relationship,
There's a catch to that too, though.
they've noticed that no matter if it's the man or woman, they kind of treat the other a certain way. So, prime example is this.
Say that again.
So depending on who makes more money, naturally they're just going to start treating you a certain way. So if I'm making more money, I might treat my woman a certain way.
Right.
If she's making more money, she
may
may
treat
treat
you a
me a
certain
certain way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like a natural thing. Like
Negative way? Like you should.
it could be negative. Like for instance, they did a study. There was a study done where they had some people come in and play Monopoly, and they gave one side more money to play with, and they gave the other side like less money. So pretty much, you came in. If you was on the less money side, you're losing automatically. We're not playing on a fair board.
Right.
If
People with the money playing God.
Right. So essentially, they noticed like the people that had more money, they would eat more of the snacks. They would sit a certain way. They would start talking to you a certain way.
There you go, Leah. They're
Right.
comfortable.
They would start talking to their opponent a certain way. So naturally, when someone makes more money than the other, for some reason, naturally, it just steps into that space.
But see, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That's over here, because you go to other countries where roles are just the roles. No matter if the women work or the man work. I'm a man, this is my house, I'm the leader, and they follow. I think it's over here where things get weird, because now women do have independence. They can make. There was a time when women couldn't even have a bank account.
Right.
Y'all couldn't do shit without your man.
Couldn't even wear pants.
You were supposed to stay at home, cook, clean, take care of the kids.
Right.
Women wanted their rights. They could start, because white women wanted to start voting. So that's when they started making laws, because that's what white people do. Black people, we complain. White people, they make laws. They fucking did they bullshit. Women got the right to vote. Now they can work. Now they can do shit. They started becoming independent. We definitely started becoming lazy and shit as men. But I still think a lot of it has to do with how we were raised. The things that we see. And that's the part that people really don't want to get down to.
Yeah. Yo, I had an old head tell me last weekend, right? He was like, you know, and it was like one of those riddle type of things. He was like, yo, growing up, you was always told to do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
But we hear the words, but we see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So now we're going to do that. Yeah. I heard you, but you're showing me something else.
Don't smoke while I'm smoking.
Yeah, no, smoking the, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things where a lot of times we adapt to what we see versus what you told us. You feel what I'm saying? Like my parents told me a lot of things that I heard them, but I saw
what they were
this.
doing.
You feel what I'm saying?
Let me just to go back to the original topic we was talking about. Are we as a community tired of the input that other people have about us?
No.
Nope.
Because I asked that because there was another clip of Russ that popped up with that Andrew guy, and he said something, and
the rapper singer.
Yeah.
Right.
He said, "I don't understand what's this obsession with black trauma that white America has when
they
it
want
comes
to be us, bro. They get their lips, their body.
No. Hold on. Let me finish. He was saying as far as like when it comes to films and movies, because remember it was a period of time where we was getting like slave movie after slave movie,
yeah.
And then like it took me. So when he said that, it took me back to this moment. You ever seen 12 Years a Slave?
Of course.
So I remember I was in the theater, right, and I'm angry at this point. Like I'm pissed. But there's this white lady in front of me. She's crying, and I'm thinking to myself, "What the fuck are you crying about?" Like
those my people, and I got a black friend. Or she probably got a Mexican.
But in my mind, like when he said that, like yo, there is this obsession with creating content around black trauma, and I just couldn't. I'm like, yo,
crying is fucking.
Yo,
wild.
I'm talking about balling.
Yeah, it feels bad. You know how
I'm talking about blowing in the.
Yo, the fact that you're the fact that
Did these things.
huh? No,
they don't believe. And you know,
I still don't want to see you cry, bitch. I don't care if you upset about what your ancestors did to other people. Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Because they don't want to be believing that their ancestors was pieces of shit.
Yeah.
They just naive to the bullshit. So when they actually got to see it, they like, damn, we ain't.
Yeah, we really ain't shit.
But my point being is, I feel like it was another video I seen. This goes back to the Drake and Kendrick shit. This dude who was critiquing Family Matters, and then this other podcaster who was black. You could tell he was one of these black people that was probably raised in a great neighborhood. Don't speak very well. Don't use the N-word, shit like that. And the white guy was like, I can tell you don't use the N-word. And other people was like, so what the fuck is the problem that he doesn't use the N-word? But pretty much that beef was about, again, the culture thing with Drake and Kendrick. And I had a little exchange on Instagram where a person was trying to say, this was the stupidest analogy he ever used. I said, the song, because it was a video I was responding to where...
you stay in the Twitter beef.
Yeah, I do.
That shit.
Remember the part on Not Like Us when he said, you run to Atlanta? So then the guy, he was making a video saying how, pretty much insinuating how Kendrick ran to Atlanta to do the song like that with Future. So I was like, yo, this joke is kind of funny. I like it, but how I understood the song was Drake goes to Atlanta to steal culture. So then this guy responds with, well, do black people steal culture because they play in the NBA and it was created by white people?
Yeah, because y'all own shit. That's it.
But listen, my point being is, I'm like, bro,
People stupid.
this was the dumbest shit I said.
Apples
bro,
and oranges.
when I said your analogy is stupid because one, black people that go play basketball don't start acting white. And I'm like, the situation.
They just fuck white women.
Yeah, that's true. But my point being is, the argument that Kendrick is making is that Drake is just not of the culture.
Of the culture.
So if I ask you this, I say, bro, what's in that? If I say,
Go
bro, I always say this to Kiyon. If I ask you what's in that 10 blue can at your grandmother's house, everything but what is in that can.
Cookies. Everything but a goddamn.
Right. It's a culture. Yeah. That's a cultural thing. Like, I could not know somebody. I could literally go to the West Coast and be like, bro, ask the same question. He gonna say the same shit because it's a cultural thing.
Listen, it's just been an attack on us. Everybody want to be us, but they don't want to be us. They want to be us, but they don't want to be us.
They don't want to be us. They don't want to be us.
Everybody want to be a nigga.
Hey, facts. That's the
don't wanna
answer right there. They don't want to be us until the consequences. They want to be us until the consequences and the repercussions come behind it.
I think we as black folk have to accept that that's just what it's going to be. But I think that's even more reason why.
I don't say we have to accept it, but I'm gonna let you rock.
That's cool. There's just certain shit out here that's just going to be what it's going to be.
It is.
You can't change it. No
That's
matter
fair.
how much you kick and scream, you just can't change it. And it's been this shit that we talk about now been going on since before our parents was born.
Facts.
You dig what I'm saying?
Facts.
But with all of this going on, and this is what we know, this is more reason why we need to come together as a community. It shouldn't even
and
be
love each other.
Why black women. I get on the internet, all I see is men and women versus shit.
Which I think is
that shit's been taking a thing by storm.
Yeah, I think that's.
I know people really listening. They be giving some sound advice, but even with everything that's going on, we still.
But still putting that versus
even
part.
With struggle, we still not coming together.
Yeah. All we do.
They don't
literally
care about that shit. Mexicans, they don't.
We kick each other back in.
Yeah.
White folk, Jews, Russians, we gonna work it out. We gonna figure it out. We gonna.
In the words of
we'll shit on each other.
What's Irv's brother name? Irv Gotti's brother, because he said it best. He said that the problem is in our community we think we got to be the one when we can all just get the money together. Pepsi don't compete with. I mean, Pepsi don't stop Coke's money. Coke don't stop Pepsi money. You get what I'm saying?
There's so many people out here, man. Everything ain't for everybody. But if it's for you, that's awesome. If it's not, that's cool.
No, you're laying in.
But we just in a time now where it's like, if you don't like what I like, I don't like you.
Which is weird.
You don't like Drake? Oh, you only like Kendrick now? Well, I don't like you now. We'd be like, that whole shit turned into that.
Yeah.
Like, niggas really wanted to fight over that.
Yeah, I saw it on the internet.
I was bumping Drake just now. Like,
I got into a whole argument with a nigga. You seen the posts.
just because you don't like what he did right now, I just don't understand. But they still find ways to divide us. We still fall for the traps. But until we really start working together, coming together, loving each other,
it's gonna be like
more
this.
black men marrying black women. There should be more families and shit. And going back to your shit, when you was talking about the dudes that stay at home, I know there is a statistic out here that black men, our fathers, are more active than ever before.
Yes.
And things are changing where fathers are actually becoming better stay-at-home dads than the moms. And moms now, they get the nursing, the travel nursing and shit. They get into it. I've seen men put their life on hold a little bit or pivot to let their women shine.
And if it's for the greater good of our household, of what we got going on, I can say, you know what, I can put my pride aside and say, you know what, all right, okay, cool, this is benefiting us as a whole. You see, I think we have a problem with putting our pride to the side. You know what I'm saying? But that's the story for another time, man.
But, all right, Fats, thank you for coming through.
Thanks for having
my guy.
As always, like, follow, and subscribe, and we'll be back.
Yes,
actually, we're taking a break next week, but we'll be back.
Yeah, and comment and like, follow, and subscribe too. Tony.